Shana everybody! Welcome back to my channel. Today we are turning ourselves into Aqua from Kingdom Hearts. She's a very dear character to me, so I'm very excited to finally share with you how I do my makeup as her. Are you more interested in how I did my wig? I already have that up on my channel, so I will link that somewhere in the corner in the cards, and let's get to it. I've already started off with my lenses in. They are super pinky blue, and I like having very large eyes for her since she has very stern eyebrows. We'll get to that later, but with bigger eyes she still looks kind of sweet. Let's start off with foundation. Remember last video where I told you that I have changed foundation? Now I have. I don't really know if I like this one that much either. It's Total Control by NYX. Basically supposed to add different amounts of drops depending on what coverage you want to use, but I just feel like I have to add like a lot of drops. So I don't know if I will go back to this one after using it, but oh well, it's what we have for now, at least. If you guys have any affordable foundation tips, let me know, because I have still not really found my holy grail foundation. I keep switching basically every time I buy a foundation just because I'm never really satisfied with what I get, and I know that if I want to get like an amazing one I have to cave in and buy an expensive one. But since I don't wear makeup that often, I basically only wear makeup when I'm in cosplay, it doesn't really feel that necessary to buy an expensive foundation. I will just be able to use it like a couple times a year and then it has expired. You get me? So if you have any tips, let me know. Let's move on to concealer. Like I told you last time, I'm using Fit Me Maybelline, but I'm not a big fan of the concealer. You're noticing a trend? I keep using makeup that I don't like, which is why I haven't showed and shared the products I've used with you too much, because I'm not really confident in recommending the products I use because I don't think they're good, but you keep asking, so I'm telling you now what makeup I use. But once again, I'm not too happy with it. It works for like a little amount of time and then it just falls off. Using the random powder from Harajuku once again, as in the last video, which is why I'm not sharing it with you, because you won't be able to find it, because I have no idea what the brand name is. I have no idea what the collection is. I have no idea what the shade is. Whoa! I've jumped ahead and put on some tape. I have a separate video on that. Contour. Taking this highlighter, Mary Lou Manizer, aka the Luminizer by The Balm, this one. Putting on the high points of my face. I'm then putting on something you never see me use, but I know you should use, but I hate using it, blush. I despise blush. I hate blush. Like a lot. So I never use it. Unless you can clearly see in photos that the character is supposed to have blush. Then I do. But I just can't. Since my face has a very patchy color to it, I have very red flushed cheeks, and like this part of my face is very uneven. So I feel like when I worked so hard to try and cover it up, and I rarely do manage to cover it up, putting on blush accentuates the part of my face that is uneven. So I don't like putting on blush because I feel like, oh no, the redness is back on my face. And I know that that's not the case. It's just that I put on like blushing on other parts of my face. But yeah, so that's the thing. But Aqua is supposed to have blush, so we put on some blush. It's time for eyebrows, my most hated part of every makeup look. This is the thing I've been talking about in like every makeup video ever. I do colored eyebrows very strangely. There's a lot of people telling me I should just cover them up like drag queens do. But I've never really got that to work for me, and I know I have to adapt that technique for Axel later. Because I'm sick of shaving off my eyebrows. So I know I'll have to do that later, but for now, we're doing it my way. Aqua's eyebrows have a very basic shape for Square Enix characters, which is very angled. So starting from here, going upwards, with a very slight arch, which is why I use tape to pull up my eyebrows so it goes similar in the shape that Square Enix eyebrows does. I'm starting out with covering the whole eyebrow in my brown eye pencil, which is NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil, ash brown, and then I cover it in blue. So I've just done my eyebrows like I usually do them in my brown pencil, and then I cover it with the blue. I know this is odd, but I explained it in the Riku makeup tutorial. I rather do my whole eyebrow in one shade of color, in like a brown or whatever, and then put on the color, because that way the whole colored eyebrow is even in color. Because if I just put on blue on my brow, the part that where I have hair will be darker than the part where it's just skin, and I feel like that looks very odd. What you also could do is that you put on the blue right away, and then you change the tail of your eyebrow to match the part where your hair is, so they're even in color. I believe that's the way I did it for Riku, actually. But I'm doing the eyebrows more similar to her Kingdom Hearts 3 eyebrows now, rather than Birth by Sleep. And in Kingdom Hearts 3 she has darker eyebrows, so I will be able to get away with this now because the brown is in a similar darkness that like the blues in her Kingdom Hearts 3 eyebrows, if you get me. But if I would do a lighter blue, I would do it like I did in Riku. So I'm taking a blue eyeshadow, just cover up the eyes and eyebrows. I'm using this one, the blue one, of course. It's Makeup Revolution Redemption Palette Hot Smoked. I got it from a friend. And I saw it was blue in it and I was like, oh yeah, good. I've never really gotten a good blue eyeshadow for Aqua, so yay. So what are your expectations of the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC? I know I'm very excited. It says you're able to play as Aqua, Riku and Roxas. I don't really know what that implies actually. I'm wondering if it's like the last battle part, if you can change the characters. I don't really know. I think it will be cool. I'm also very excited for the deep dive into Zigbar's character and Luxord, since we don't know shit about Luxord, and in the trailer he seemed kind of suspicious. So I think it will be good. Something to keep in mind is that Aqua's eyebrows are quite thin now in Kingdom Hearts 3, but I tend to do them a little bit thicker because I think it looks better on me. But keep that in mind when you do your own eyebrows. I'm now putting on an Isadora colored royal blue, perfect contour or something. It's quite short now, so I don't really know the whole name. Just to intensify the color a little bit. I will move on to the eyeshadow. I sometimes put on a little bit of blue under here because I just feel like it looks good. But otherwise it's not a lot happening. I will use this one again that I used last time. It's Isadora eyeshadow palette 50 matte chocolates. And I will take this one, the lightest one, just putting it all over my eyelid as a nice little base. Her eye shadow. So it's supposed to look like she doesn't have any eyeshadow, of course, because she's an animated video game character, but it's quite light, so I want to keep her lid light at all times, even though we go in with darker colors in the crease, etc. We're then going, just keep on moving into the darker shades the whole time, just adding it on. So now I'll move to the next dark shadow. You just want to add a bit of dimension, really. I take a bigger, fluffier brush to just blend them out. I go in with the third one and just put it a little bit underneath here. Ah, the tape is letting go! No! No! I will have to repair that. I can't show my true face. Oh no! I take a little bit of the highlighter we used earlier and just put it in my inner corners of the eyes to make them pop. I could do this with a brush if I was a normal human being, but I don't have the stamina. Eyeliner! A very important step for every Kingdom Hearts character, because they have such defined look around their eyes. It's really just like anime, like black, black, black. So, important. I'm bringing it down a bit down here as well. Since in Kingdom Hearts 3 they've now gone for a more realistic look, more than the like very blocky animated look like they used before, I will use a soft eyeliner pen as well, just to like blur out the edges a little bit underneath here, so I can bring it in a little further. I'm actually almost connecting the whole thing around, which is very strange for me. I very rarely do that, but because you can see it in the eyes, it's actually kind of dark around, I want to do it anyway. It's mascara time! I'm using this stupid mascara that doesn't work and that has a lot of fallout, because I haven't gone to buying a new one, but I got a nice tip for a new one, so I will maybe show that one next time. And now we are putting on the false lashes. I talked about the Riku cosplay video a lot, but because, well, they're both Kingdom Hearts characters, so obviously they have a lot of things in common. I feel any character from Kingdom Hearts has to have false eyelashes, because they have the fullest, the most luscious eyelashes. So, even though some cosplays at some points you can skip eyelashes, Kingdom Hearts is not one of them. I've gotten a lot of questions about which kind of false lashes I use, and mostly I use these ones, the Diamond Lash Aryuru. Oh well, these ones. Diamond Lash is the brand. They look like this. I love them. They are full enough, and but it's still like not too much, and they have like a little bit more on the outer corner, which suits my eye shape a lot. So I tend to use them for almost any female character I cosplay. I believe I've used them for like Riku as well. So I use them for almost anything. Though for Aqua, I've used other ones also, because her eyes are more just like round rather than like pointy and almond shaped. I tend to use sometimes lashes that are more even on like the inside and the outside, but now I feel like I can get away with other shape as well, so I don't really use these ones as much. These are the ones, they're all dusty because I've used them for Aqua for so long, since they are like more similar all the way around. But as you can see, they've become quite old. They are quite dusty and hairy, and I really need to get new ones. But I bought these ones from Arda, and I have no idea what number they are. I don't even think they have them in anymore, so we'll have to find something new. I'm just putting them on my eyelash, on my eyelid, so you can see it, but I will not like glue them on, so it will look kind of wonky. But just so you can get an idea, something like this is what I used to have, rather than these that I tend to use now. These ones. So you can see that these are a lot fuller and longer and more even, while these are not. But I feel like these have become too much, and like I said, they're kind of old. So I'd rather use the ones that I know work well for me, and maybe one day in the future I find something new for her that suits Aqua better, that is like more even all the way around, rather than be the longest at the end, which I usually like for basically all my characters and for myself as well. But for her, it doesn't really work out. We will go for the diamond lashes today because I think they look the best. But if you find something that is not as long in the outer corner, that will do wonders as well. But you want a full, long, feminine, lushy lash. Also, the glue I use is House of Lashes because I am very sensitive about latex in my eyelash glue, and these one don't have latex in their eyelash glue. I accidentally put on a pair of lashes that I hadn't used in a very long time because I felt like, oh, I can try these out because I think they will probably look good. What's wrong with them? But I had apparently not picked off all of the old glue, so it was a tiny little bit of the old glue that I used like before I understood that I was allergic to the glue. And we did a whole shoot and it looked fine, but on our way home my eye started itching a little bit, and I thought at first it was because I have very sensitive eyes and very dry eyes. I thought it was maybe the lenses that, oh, I maybe got irritated or something. And then it was like, oh, I know this feeling. And then it was just starting to like, not burn, but get really hot and very uncomfortable. Of course, I took off the lenses right away because I also thought it was them and I didn't want to hurt my eyes. Obviously, take my example, take out the lenses if you think the lenses are hurting you. And then it was just not getting better, so I ripped off eyelashes as well. It was like, I felt the eye. I was like touching the eye because I was like, what is going on in here? Like, because we were in Demu's basement just playing video games after the shoot. And then I could like feel like the whole left side was bigger than the right side. So I was like, oh, it was probably some of my old eyelash glue on that lash. That was the tale of me getting a reminder of why I use non-latex eyelash glues. I'm just in love with these eyelashes. I want to use them for everything and anything at all times. But I know that I can't because every character doesn't have the exact same eyelashes. But fortunately for me, I tend to cosplay a lot of Screenix ladies and most of them look basically the same. In at least like their eye area and eyelash region. So I can use these for like any and all of them. I will now go on with my lips. She doesn't have, it's supposed to be like she doesn't have like a lip color because she's so natural and she's a natural beauty. But of course we have to use lipstick because we don't look like Aqua. Back in the old days when I did Aqua, because I've done her for quite a long time now, I've been using this one, which is 100% pure Vixen. It has a bit of like a peachy orangey tone to it, which her lips has had for quite a long time. So what I've been doing is that I've used the 100% pure one and I put on basically put on a lip balm, a colored lip balm on top, just to keep it like a bit more moisture looking, because this one looks kind of drying and I wanted to have a bit more pink to it than rather than orange, of course. So I will do that, but I will use this one and then I will very lightly dot this whipped caviar matte lipstick from NYX on top of it, just to get it a little bit deeper, and then we'll top it off with the colored lip balm, which is just pink, a pink lip balm basically. And that's a nice thing with Aqua as well, since she's not supposed to look like she has like lipstick on her. You don't have to use like a fancy lip liner or like be very precise and nice, because you just want to change the color a little bit. With that, we're done! We're now standing up in a very strange position because the light went off, so I had to get closer to the window. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope you really liked it and it wasn't too disappointing, because I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video for quite some time now. And thank you so much to all my Patreons for supporting me and for also choosing me to do the Aqua makeup tutorial finally. And I'm actually quite a bit emotional, because this is the first time I'm seeing myself in the Aqua makeup and the Aqua wig once, and yeah, this cosplay means a lot to me, so I'm a bit emotional. But thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to